Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect and sometimes collide. The Indiana Fever played 3 games so far. First game against the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese got upset on a regular old foul and jumped up and went after Caitlin. Caitlin walked away, not because she was scared, I'm sure, but because she's smart enough to know that she's not going to allow herself to get kicked out of the game. Second game, Indiana Fever hosts the Atlanta Dream. Extremely physical basketball, and the officials, I can't say it enough, were horrible. Indiana Fever ends up losing that game by 1. Third game is also against the Atlanta Dream, this time in Atlanta, or at a place called Scheduling Conflict. And Rhyne Howard and Caitlin Clark do a little bit of shoving and a little bit of jawing at each other. Now, I said months ago that this 2025 season was not going to be the same as last season. In other words, Caitlin Clark, I said, is going to have a certain swagger to her. Some people said, absolutely. Other people said, well, I don't want that because I don't want her to be cocky. And I try to explain, I don't mean cocky. I mean, Caitlin Clark came in as a rookie. She endured what nobody else endured, as far as being picked up 94 feet, as far as being grabbed and held and knocked to the ground, and all the flagrants and technicals and all these things. It was quite the first season, and still she managed to break 62 records. That has a way of building your confidence. And also, Caitlin has told us that with a year under her belt, she knows what to expect. She obviously couldn't know what to expect before, but she knows what to expect. She understands the physicality in the league. We also know that Caitlin Clark spent a lot of time in the gym. And I don't just mean in the gym with Keith Porter shooting threes or runners or going to the left. I mean the gym with the weights. And you can see it. She's built muscle. Now, I don't think, judging from Caitlin's college career, that she was intimidated throughout her basketball career by people, but the WNBA, I think, shocked her. I think she thought this was a dream. I'm living my dream and all is going to be well. And they wanted to knock her on her tail. When I say they, I don't mean everyone, but I mean enough to make the league look like a bunch of bullies in prison ball. This season, Caitlin looked at Rhyne Howard, and if we are to believe those who are reading her lips, she let her know, I'm not scared of you. So let's go to Thursday night, the little dust up, if you want to call it that, between Caitlin and Rhyne, and Caitlin's response to Rhyne, and then Rhyne's whole action later, and then Caitlin's reaction later. I'm heading over to X for a couple looks at things, and links will be in the description of this video.
And the shot clock. There's a lot of bumping and chippiness at half court between Rhyne Howard and Caitlin Clark.
And last game, Rhyne Howard's defense really got Caitlin Clark taken aback, and you can see the hold there. Then Rhyne Howard doesn't like that. And there's some words between the two players as Naz Hillman quickly comes over and gets her bestie out of the scuffle.
Okay, so let's look at this again. And I want to point out some of what is being said by the announcers, as well as what is going on physically. Rhyne Howard is guarding Caitlin. And right here, she already puts her hand on Caitlin. So her hand, if you can look here, her hand is on Caitlin.
Clock.
And then they bump. And then they bump again.
A lot of bumping.
And notice what the announcers say here, with a lot of bumping, and then what they say after that.
And chippiness at half court between Rhyne Howard and Caitlin Clark.
Okay, so a lot of bumping and chippiness. The Maris Dantas jumps in here.
And last game, Rhyne Howard's defense Really got Caitlin Clark taken aback, and you can see the whole.
Okay, so last game, that's the game the Indiana Fever lost by 1. That's the game Caitlin Clark put up 27 points and 11 rebounds. But the announcer says it was Rhyne Howard's defense that took Caitlin aback. Well, if 27 points and 11 rebounds means taking someone aback, then let's take us all the way back. No doubt there was tough defense. No doubt it was quite physical. But to say that, oh, Caitlin is, she got mad because of she was shut down. Well, she was shut down at 27 points. No wonder she's breaking so many records. So anyway, let's keep going.
Taking it back, and you can see the hold there.
And so there's the bumps again. But again, Rhyne Howard initiates the contact here. There it is right there. You see her arm is extended. Caitlin is like, get off of me.
Clark taking it back, and you can see the hold there. Then Rhyne.
He says you can see the hold by Caitlin there, but I think, again, I just showed you Rhyne Howard made first contact.
And Howard doesn't like that.
Howard doesn't like whatever happened. So then she's going to walk Caitlin down, I guess she thinks.
And there's some words.
Caitlin does walk away and gets
between the two players.
She turns around, and this is where people believe she said, I'm not scared of you.
Hillman quickly comes over and gets her bestie out of the scuffle.
There it is right there. You're going to see it again in slow-mo in a second. There it is. I'm not scared of you. Now, I don't know if that's what she's saying, but everybody's reporting it to be such. I totally see what they mean by that. She says it with the strangest look on her face, too. I'm not scared of you. And then rolls her eyes. And not to mention, she was laughing. If you want to see more laughing, apparently they were, Rhyne Howard had some words for her during about when they were going into halftime. So let's take a look at that. So Rhyne Howard is talking smack. What does Caitlin do? Gives her a thumbs up with the biggest smile on her face. There it is. Look at you, and Leah Boston's like, what is going on? So she's just, I guess, wanting to jaw at Caitlin some more for whatever reason. Just talking junk. Now we know that basketball is a competitive sport, and that it is what it is, right? So I'm not gonna make too much of this. I mean, I'm sure Caitlin and Rhyne Howard see each other again. They'll give each other some dap, and it's a spirit of competition. At least I hope that's what it is. I say I hope because my thought, while other people are saying that this is good for the sport, that's what the commentator said. One of them said, this is good for the sport. And I'm doing my live stream, and I'm like, no, it's not good for the sport. It's not good for the sport. That's what they said. The whole Angel Reese getting up and running out and going after Caitlin and pulling the shirt out and got to be respected. It's good for the sport. And I'm thinking, it's not good for the sport. I know competitiveness is good for the sport. I know rivalries are good for the sport. But what we're seeing in today's culture, it's toxic. We've got young people coming to the games. We've got more eyeballs on the games than ever before. And so the people who are drawn to this, and I mean the nastiness, I'm not talking about true competitiveness. I'm not talking about fan bases booing. Those things should be done, should be expected. I'm talking about the nastiness. I'm talking about allegations that ruin a person's reputation and denigrate an entire fan base. I'm talking about actions that overdo it. And like I said, with Rhyne Howard and Caitlin Clark, not really a big deal, but there's been a lot of groundwork laid to paint Caitlin Clark and her fans as racist, as and anything you can think of that's just despicable. There's been a whole agenda to do that. That's not good for the sport. That's good for having Caitlin Clark become a target from people in the league. I don't know what's in Rhyne Howard's heart. I don't know why she's still talking at halftime. I don't know. I don't know. Right? It could just be the competitiveness. But again, my thought is when you start with some of this negativity and it spills over, and now you got the black people versus the white people because these people are glued to social media, it's not good for the players. It's not good for the sport. I don't think that a lot of these people who caused the trouble, the controversy that for whatever reason the WNBA wants to buy into in a lopsided way, it doesn't equate to growth. A lot of these people, they don't even come to games. They don't buy merch. And judging from some ratings, they don't even watch basketball. We talked about Unrivaled. Everybody wants to get on social media and make a whole thing. Angel Reese this and they don't even come. They don't even show up. They don't even watch her in Unrivaled. So it's not, if it doesn't translate to growth of the league, how is this good for the league? If you think getting up and going after somebody for something that was a clear, just a foul, and you think that's good, when people on now it's like, oh, we hear monkey noises, then that didn't pan out. So, oh, there was hate speech and there was slurs and there's all this stuff that goes on. And again, these people many of them don't go to games, don't watch games. They just get on social media and cause problems. And for some, because I've heard from many of them, they don't want to be a part of this. People back off. And there are people who think that people want to go after Caitlin and want to try to take her down. Now, you can think what you want about that, but I'm saying if you don't get some of these things under control, like some of these narratives, those resentments are going to build. The narrative is stated as if it's fact, and it's certainly not good. If anything, it draws people who don't help you grow, and it alienates people who just wanted to watch basketball. But back to Caitlin Clark and her, I'm not scared of you. You can see that Caitlin is not, when she said, I have a year under my belt, I know what to expect, she meant it. When I said she's going to have a swagger this year, she meant it. She's not going to be pushed around. She's just not. And she's not scared of you. So, and she shouldn't be, right? I mean, some of this is just competition, but other stuff, it's like, who do you think you are? I'm not going to be a punching bag. And we all know, for those who say I'm overreacting, we all know last year, the things that went down last year, verifiable when you look at the numbers of how many people, which player was the one who was getting the all this stuff. So I think there is a swagger. I think it's good. I think it's good that she's got a team who's going to, from what I can see, stand together as long as the toxicity doesn't make them feel divided, because that's a whole different thing. And we've talked about that before. Where do your loyalties lie in all this? So let's just play basketball, be tough, be competitive, shake it off, but let's not hurt the game by thinking that some of this stuff is helping the game. But kudos to Caitlin Clark. I'm not scared of you, okay? And you still got something to say? I'm just going to give you the thumbs up, because I ain't studying you. I ain't studying you. It's going to be interesting this year. I hope it's a good kind of interesting. I'm going to have a good time. You, I hope, will join me in doing that. So 3 games, 2 altercations for the Indiana Fever. But hey, 2 wins out of 3. We'll take the wins. I'd like to take it without the drama, honestly. But welcome to the WNBA. I'll catch you next time, God willing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, please, if you haven't done so yet. Hit the like button for this video And if you have done all those things, of course, you know I appreciate you. Thank you also for my fight against the TikTok thief. God bless you abundantly.